Hello everyone and welcome to Algebra 2 Dividing Polynomials. Here on the top right you can see that we're going to have two boxes and a challenge question at the end, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Today we're going to be learning about synthetic division in regards to dividing polynomials. So we all know the normal way to divide polynomials, which is very tedious and it takes a long time. But today we're going to learn a more effective and efficient way to divide polynomials. So with synthetic division, it works wonderfully for these types of problems. But with synthetic division, we must be dividing a polynomial, which we are, as you can see here, we're dividing a polynomial, which is this one, by a linear term in the form of x minus r, which is this one right here, and it's perfect because it's definitely in that form. And as you can see here, in this case, our r is equal to 4. Alrighty. So with synthetic division, we're pretty much going to ignore the x's, and we're just going to focus on the coefficients. And the coefficients are the numbers that go in front of the x's. As you can see here, there's like an imaginary 1. And when there's cases like this where it jumps from x cubed, x squared, and just to a coefficient and there's no x's, there's like a missing exponent in x, we're going to just put a 0x, and that is our coefficient that we're going to be working with. Okay? So again, as I stated, our r is equal to 4. And now we're going to set up the process, and we're going to see what this is going to look like. So I like to draw what I call a balcony. And it's going to go here. The 4 is going to go on the left-hand side on the top of this balcony. Now on the right-hand side is going to go the coefficients of the polynomial, right? These coefficients. Because with this, we're going to be dividing the coefficients by the r, which is 4. So 5, so we're just going to write them to the right side of the balcony. 5, -1, so we're going to separate these like this, just to be a little bit more clear, right? Or actually, let's just leave it like that. But make sure that, it's just separate. And then again, like I stated, there's no x, so we're going to put in a 0. And lastly, 6. All right. We're going to leave space because this is where our answer is going to go. Cool. All right. So this is also going to serve as our example problem. So make sure you pay it very close attention. So once you're done writing the coefficients on the right-hand side, you're going to just draw a little line right here on the bottom. That's pretty much your equal sign, right? And what you're going to do, little side note as well. So the order of these coefficients is by decreasing exponents. So the first exponent is x cubed. That's the highest exponent. So that's the first coefficient, right, which is 5. The next one is -1, etc., etc. And that's the order of how these go. They don't just go in random order. All right. The first thing we do now is we drop the first number in the top line straight down. So it's going to look like this. Drop it straight down. It's going to go under the line, and it's going to go like that. All right? What we do next is we multiply the 5 by the 4, which is going to give us 20, right? And you're asking yourself, okay, now that we multiplied, where does that go? That actually goes back up here. So 5 times 4 is 20, and that's going to go right here. And you're saying, okay, now what? Well, we add these two numbers together. And that's going to go same thing here. So whatever number goes down here, you add it, and then the sum goes here on the bottom. So -1 plus 20 gives us 19. All right, and then again, same process. You just multiply 19 by 4. Not by 5, by 4. You always multiply by the r. So 19 times 4 is going to give us 76. Right? And again, you just add 0 plus 76. That gives us 76. And now we're on to our last one. We're going to multiply 76 by 4, and we are going to get 304, which goes right here. And you're going to add the 6 and the 304, which gives us 310. And you are pretty much done in figuring out the coefficients of your answer. So, since x minus 4 is what you divided with, that's going to go in front of this next polynomial that you're going to write. So, x minus 4, right? Now, since you divided pretty much by an x, although you didn't use the actual x, but you divided by the x here, this is no longer x cubed, it is now x squared. But there's a coefficient that goes in front of it, which is this one right here, this highlighted coefficient. And that's going to go with all of the x's that are going to come after, right? So the coefficient that goes with x squared is 5. So it's 5x squared, right? So you're done with 5. The next is x, right? So you do this next coefficient right here, which is plus 19x. And you're done with the x's, right? So now it's just, you're left with the coefficients, which is 76. But you're not going to add them together. You're going to do plus 76, and you're going to close the parentheses. And then you're going to add 310 because this is technically a remainder. So you want to close off the parentheses because these two are going to get multiplied and then you're going to add this together. All right. And that is your answer. So we know that 5x cubed minus x squared plus 6 divided by x minus 4 gives us x minus 4 times 5x squared plus 19x plus 76 when they're multiplied together, and then plus 310. Cool. So remember, this has served as your example question. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to one that you are going to try by yourself. So go ahead and get it set up. Hopefully now, once you set it up, it should look something like this. Your r in this case is equal to -2. Remember, it needs to be in the form of this. But as you can see, this is positive. So you're going to do x minus, and in order to get a positive number, you just do negative. So again, your r is -2. All right? So -2. All right, so now we just go about this the same way. We get all of our coefficients, and we put them on the right-hand side of the balcony. And as you can see, we're missing an x squared, so the coefficient that's going to go there is 0x squared. All right? So from highest exponent to smallest or no exponent is 2, right? Then we're going to go it's 0. There's no x squared. Then -3. And lastly, -5. All right? We can make this a little bit smaller so we can write our answer. Perfect. Our answer is going to go here on the right-hand side, on the bottom. All right, so again, same process, nothing's changed. Again, just make sure that this is a polynomial and this is a linear term, and that way you can use synthetic division in order to find the quotient, okay? So again, we just bring down the 2, this first term, we bring it down, so that gives us 2. Now we just multiply. So 2 times -2 gives us -4. And we add 0 plus -4, which gives us -4. Right? So then now we multiply -4 times -2, which gives us 8. And we add these together. Negative 3 plus 8 gives us 5. And finally, we multiply 5 by negative 2, which gives us negative 10. When we add those together, it gives us negative 15. And we have found our coefficients that are going to go with our x's. So now, we write our answer. And again, we know that since we divided, this is no longer x cubed. Whenever we divide by an x or x squared, we always have to subtract the exponents. So now instead of x cubed, it is now x squared. It decreases by 1 because you divided. So now this, again, this is what you divided with. So this goes in the front. So your answer is x plus 2. And then these are your coefficients, right? So now it's x squared. So the coefficient for x squared is 2, x squared. The next one is x, which is negative 4x. Your next coefficient, there's no longer any x's, so it's just the coefficient by itself. 5, close the parentheses, plus, negative, minus 15. And that is your answer. So we know that 2x cubed minus 3x minus 5 divided by x plus 2 gives us x plus 2, x plus 2 times 2x squared minus 4x plus 5 minus 15. All right. Now we're going to move on to our challenge question. And this one you are going to do by yourself. So here's your challenge question. The area of a rectangle is given by the expression x cubed plus 7x squared plus 11x plus 2 inches squared. And the length of the rectangle is given by the expression x plus 2 inches, right? What is the expression for the width of the rectangle? So a little hint right here that I'm going to give you, which I shouldn't have to, but just in case you need it. Remember, area is equal to length times width, right? So how would we find the width of this rectangle? Have fun trying to solve this challenge problem. I look forward to seeing your answers. Bye.